If you're currently enjoying Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and you live in the United States or Canada, count yourself lucky. If history had worked out slightly differently, this game would never have come to your region. Once upon a time, Nintendo of America flat out refused to release the original Xenoblade Chronicles. The Wii received a series of critically acclaimed Japanese role-playing games late in its lifespan. 3 particularly notable titles include Xenoblade Chronicles, The Last Story, and Pandora's Tower. These games were released in Europe, and therefore translated into English, but to games publishers in North America, they seemed very risky. By this point, the Wii was a victim of its own success. Mainstream appeal meant that the Wii store was flooded with cheap games aimed at a casual market. With Nintendo gearing up for the Wii U, it seemed like the wrong time to release an original single-player role-playing game. Fans were not very impressed, and after growing frustrated with the lack of role-playing games on the Wii, they took the matter into their own hands. What started as a thread on the IGN forum became Operation Rainfall, an attempt to bring the 3 most desired JRPGs to North America. In order to achieve this, supporters were encouraged to send physical letters in the post to Nintendo, calling for the release of Xenoblade Chronicles. Meanwhile, as The Last Story and Pandora's Tower were made by third-party developers, Operation Rainfall proponents scheduled meetings with publishers to try and convince them to publish these games. Xenoblade won the bulk of attention as the campaign picked up steam. Media outlets reported on these efforts, thereby drawing more eager fans to the cause. Nintendo remained silent for a while, which some took as a good sign. After all, if they didn't have anything to announce, why wouldn't they just come out and say so? Finally though, Nintendo made a statement, and it wasn't what people wanted to hear. Thank you for your enthusiasm. We promised an update, so here it is. We can never say never, but we can confirm that there are no plans to bring these 3 games to the Americas at this time. Thanks so much for your passion, and for being such great fans. In the face of such rejection, fans could easily have given up, but they didn't. Operation Rainfall entered its next phase, titled Operation Downpour. This involved printing flyers and sticking them up in game shops. It also involved playing other Japanese import games available on the Wii, and proving to Nintendo that a market for these titles existed in the US. Gamers did everything they could to prove that Xenoblade Chronicles was a good fit for America. Unbeknownst to everyone, there was an argument brewing at Nintendo of America. The company was still debating whether or not Xenoblade should be released in the region. Initially this had been rejected, even after the fan letters started pouring in. After all, 100,000 letters did not equal 100,000 guaranteed sales. According to Reggie Fils-Aimé, I wanted to bring Xenoblade here. The deal was, how much of a localization effort is it? How many units are we going to sell? Are we going to make money? We were literally having this debate while Operation Rainfall was happening, and we were aware that there was interest for the game, but we had to make sure that it was a strong financial proposition. Reggie said, "We also had a bet around localizing Xenoblade. The details of this bet aren't clear, but it seems that even when Nintendo of America moved to finally release the game, many people at the company still thought it wouldn't sell. To everyone's delight, the Xenoblade supporters clearly won the bet. The game has gone on to become a major Nintendo franchise, winning an audience across North America, just as Operation Rainfall hoped it would. What's more, both The Last Story and Pandora's Tower were ultimately released in North America thanks to publisher Xseed. The fans got everything they wanted. So, as you enjoy exploring Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, bear in mind the moral to this story. Sometimes, if you care about something enough, and if you're willing to work alongside your friends, you can achieve the extraordinary.